views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Did you come hungry? Because I definitely did. We're here for the second Bronx Night Market. Vendors coming from all over to showcase their diverse food options. This is the second Bronx Night Market. Everybody has said this is even better than the first. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think that the vibe is just as good as the first one, but it's busy. You know, we spread it out a little bit more, so there's food on both sides and there's a nice flow. It just feels like a good time. We're excited about it.
And then I think that it's just going to continue to get better.
Yeah, I mean, we tweak at every market. We learn a little bit more each time we go. We add more food vendors. We learn about spacing and what people want and what people need. So every market gets better and better. And we can't wait to continue going through the season and see how great it's going to become.
I love it. Now, I was just talking to the team and I said, it seems like there's more vendors this time. Is that true?
There is. There's at least 10 more vendors. We have a lot of more merch vendors, so some t-shirts, jewelry, a lot of packaged foods like popcorn and homemade jams. So there's a different mix of things.
When I first walked up, I was like, this is the most interesting thing I've seen. What made you come up with this idea?
It's great for festivals. We do only festivals right now, so a lot of weekend events and music festivals and food fairs. So I think it's great. You walk around with your food in your cup.
Why come up with this idea? Did anybody else have this idea?
It came up at a music festival, actually, because I was in the food industry already. But I wanted to have my own business, so we ran out of utensils, we ran out of food, we had a rack of ribs and some cups, solo cups, and then it became like a thing. Every time I had a party or an event, like people were like, yo, we gotta have rib in a cup. So then it just extrapolated from there.
I love this. Now, what is that on the end? It has like what is that?
That's the meat sundae. So you get chicken, you get pork, comes with coleslaw, little sprinkle of cheddar cheese, and a cherry tomato on top.
That is so interesting. Now, is this a pop-up or is this like a brick and mortar?
This is a pop-up currently, but we'll see.
No, you are going to have a restaurant, because I have never heard of this, and I was
if I do, I hope it's in the Bronx.
Now, that's what I was going to ask you. So is this located in the Bronx? Like, are you from the Bronx?
I'm from Queens. We're located in Queens, but we travel everywhere.
I love this. I love this. Now, is there anything that you would like to tell people about your restaurant or tell people that they might not know?
Delicious barbecue, served in cups.
Now, one thing that I thought was interesting is you're right next to a vegan pop-up.
Yeah, they're our friends. They don't care. We're cool.
So, it's fine. Like, if you want meat or if you want vegan.
I'll eat their food. I don't care. It looks delicious.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Michael, and I wish you nothing but success. Yes. What do we have here? What are we cooking today?
We're cooking jerk pork, jerk chicken, oxtail, curry goat, escovitch fish, and we have also macaroni and cheese.
Now, all of this sounds delicious. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm from Chicago, so there's not a big Caribbean population in Chicago. Now, if somebody has never tried Caribbean food or Jamaican food before, what do you suggest they try?
Everything nice, then can pick them choice, but I love pork. So, jerk pork and jerk chicken is the main dish, and then the oxtail. Everybody have a choice, but I cook with love. So you pick your choice, everything. everything nice.
my business is Bad with a Mouth, and it came from a nickname my best friends and I have come up with like 10 years ago. And it just stuck really well and basically means bad little cat. And love anime. I love Hello Kitty, Hayao Miyazaki, obviously, because this is some fan art for Totoro. And that's just where my style came from. I really enjoy the meaning that comes through with anime, especially Hayao Miyazaki. He always has strong female leads, and I feel like we need more strong female leads in the Bronx, just like myself and yourself.
I love that. Now, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Badwiddlemao, BADWIDDLEMAO.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, first, what we have here in general is a celebration of the Bronx, right? So all of our work, everything that we do is to celebrate the Bronx and our rich history and our culture. So for beer today, we have an IPA that the Bronx Beer Hall made in collaboration with Peekskill Brewery, and it's called Crush a Lot IPA. Crush a Lot being from the...
Grapes! No.
No, grapes is for what? Are we doing a comedy bit? Crush a Lot, in honor of the Big Pun song. And it's a very sessionable IPA, so you can crush a lot of them, right? You can drink a lot of them. So that's what we're serving up today at the Bronx Night Market.
Okay, now, but the reason why I said grapes is because it looks like there's grapes in this. What is it?
That is not beer. What we have here today, we also are selling a white sangria and a red sangria, because there's nothing better than cold beer or cold sangria on a really hot day.
Now, do you make this all in your brewery?
So we don't own a brewery, we own a beer hall. The beer, like I said, was a collaboration that we made at Peekskill Brewery. And the sangria, yeah, we do, we hand cut the fruits, we let it soak overnight for 24 hours, and usually serve it during our brunch menu.
This looks delicious. Now, and this is also sangria, correct?
Also sangria, yep.
Now what is in this?
Pears, apples, and I think that's all we put in today, pears and apples. And the sangria, the wine, and all that stuff.
Okay, now,
Have you tried some?
I have not tried any.
Are you allowed to drink on camera? Because I think it only makes the show better.
I'm gonna ask my producer, am I allowed to drink on camera?
Yeah.
This is organic beer.
It's
I am.
and sangria.
Now, so I just want to ask you before I try this.
Yep.
Now, I'm not a beer drinker, right?
Okay.
Now, what would you suggest to someone who's not a beer drinker?
People that are not beer drinkers tend to like something that's a little bit lighter and not as hoppy. And so we tend to suggest the Pilsner to start, or our Golden Ale, both of which we have here, and at our location at the Bronx Beer Hall.
I like that. Well, there you have it. Now, is this like organic made? I see her cutting it up.
The oranges we actually got from the supermarket, but the fruits, the real fruits are harvested from over there. They bring them to us naturally. Everything is natural. The wines, you can actually taste the fruit. Like if you sit down and just have a nice cup of wine, you could taste the fruit. Like it's so good.
Wow. And then have you tasted this yet?
I did. It's amazing. I'm not a heavy drinker, but I tasted like 3 different ones. They all taste amazing. And people are buying and coming right back for more.
This is your second Bronx Night Market. What are you expecting? And talk about your business a little.
Yeah, for sure. So, we came to the first one. We sponsored it. Just super excited to be a part of this thing. There's tons of good culture here from food and beer in the Bronx, so we're super excited to be a part of it. I think the second one is already, based on where we're at right now, it's already doing better than the first one. So I'm expecting more people, hopefully more people drinking beer, having a good time, good music, the whole thing. You know how it is.
Absolutely. Now, last time you were explaining a little bit about your brewery. Now, what is this exactly? And then again, if you're not a beer drinker, what should I get?
Yeah, so it's the Bronx Brewery. We've been in business since 2011, serving craft beer in the Bronx for about 7-8 years almost now. And we make pale ales, IPAs, Pilsners, Kolsch, all sorts of craft beer. And if you're not a craft beer drinker, I would go with something a little lighter. Maybe the Summer Pale Ale has a little bit of citrus in it, so you might like that. a lot of like beginners to craft beer kind of do. So it's a good first one to start with. And then if you are a craft beer drinker, you definitely want to check out the No Resolutions IPA. That's our flagship IPA. It's delicious, really hoppy, really flavorful, but also super smooth and easy to drink as well. So,
all right. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Nick. I appreciate you talking to us again.
So right now, what we focus on is preparing 100% plant-based food for our clients, most importantly with a Latin twist. So we focus on recreating dishes that we know from back home, Dominican Republic, and just making it healthier, making it exciting, creative, and just bringing it back to the culture, but with a healthier twist, so that no one ever feels deprived from eating their soul food.
Okay, and now what is this? It looks like burgers, but I'm not really sure.
So this is basically a vegan chimi. The patty is actually made out of beans, and it has a lot of other things that, you know, the secret recipes of the chef don't ever tell. But it's basically the patty of a burger. In Dominican Republic, it's called chimichurri, not the sauce, the actual burger. And it's very popular for like after clubs, when you're like hungover or whatever, and you just want to have some comfort, like meaty food. They usually get the chimi, and then the sauce is what makes it super authentic and different. But we've recreated the vegan version of it, made out of beans and just a healthier twist to it.
I got you. And so it doesn't have a lot of grease, a lot of starch?
None at all. Usually we use grains like couscous, quinoa, perhaps you could use any type of beans. It could be black beans, chickpeas, lentils. It all depends on the inspiration. For the most part, we usually use black beans to give it that black, meaty, like beef look. But when we want to get creative, we just use any beans that we want to kind of get inspired and get creative with.
All right. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not really into a lot of healthy foods, right? So if I were going to your restaurant and I've never been here before, what is the first thing I should order?
Well, we don't have a restaurant yet. What we do is meal preps. So right now we have a storefront, but it's actually only for the purposes of meal prepping and delivering the food. But when we do open in the future, we would love for you to try the authentic food of the Dominican Republic. So over here we're offering like mango, which is mashed plantains, very popular. People eat that for breakfast, lunch, dinner. We have trigo, which is basically another it's bulgur wheat, very healthy grain instead of white rice. And then we have mushrooms and tofu and things like that to kind of recreate that meaty flavor. So I think when you get to the restaurant eventually, or you want to order the meal preps, you just want to be open-minded and be willing to try everything, because the options are not limitless, but they can be limited as well, depending on your taste buds. But we recreate it with such flavor that it's going to be almost impossible for you to not want to try everything.
I got you. Now, where can we find you?
We are Next Stop Vegan on Instagram, so it's Next Stop Vegan, and also on Facebook, and you're going to see a lot of us. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope everyone kind of either balance into going green or go green, which is vegan.
All right, well, go green, everyone. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah. So this is your second time at the Bronx Night Market. What are you expecting for this time? What are you expecting to try?
Oh, I'm expecting a huge turnaround this time. It's going to be so great. We have a lot. We restocked really good this time because now we know how many people are actually coming. And we're super excited to try our friends over at Next Stop Vegan and Core Cute, but don't tell Next Stop Vegan. We're really excited about everybody that's here, so I can't wait to be done so I could go and do my rounds.
Now, I have a question. I didn't ask you this before, but are you vegan? And why did you go vegan if you are?
I am actually not vegan, but I do watch very well what I eat. The reason that we actually started most of this was because my grandma had diabetes, and I know for a fact that like when you eat healthier, you feel better. So it's kind of like one of the initiatives that we're actually trying to educate the world that, like, you know what, kale's good, everything is good, like fruits, vegetables, like anything that comes from the ground is going to be delicious. And like I think that's a misconception that even if it's healthy, it might not be good. So here we are.
I'm gonna be honest. This event is amazing, all right? It's great to see local vendors, local people doing it up. We're all winning. We're all making money. We're in the community. This is art. This is culture. All jam-packed. We're doing music too.
We're very proud, very proud. We've wanted a market like this for a long time in the Fordham area. Fordham Plaza having been developed and a lot of tax dollars having gone to the space for the community to enjoy. What better than the diverse type of food that all of the Bronx offers? The community has come together. We have a lot of people in a good sized space, and Everybody was happy. I got thanked for days by people in my community that see me walk up and down the street. I got thanked by the vendors for the opportunity to do business here. So from an economic standpoint, we love having the Bronx Night Market here.
That's amazing. And so this is really the first. I've never heard of it in any other borough. You know, are you from the Bronx? And how do you feel about, you know, this happening in your borough?
So I came to Fordham area from Boston to go to Fordham University across the street, and I never left because that's the hold that the Bronx has on you. I took a dabble in corporate America for a little while, and when one door closed and the Fordham Road door opened back up for me, I said, of course. I was really meant to serve the community, and that was my door. And being back here means a lot to me. It means a lot to me to be an alumni and be back here and to give back to the community that really changed my life.
It was my first time. I've been on BronxNet before, but it was different. It was cool.
And what did you think? What did you all talk about?
We talked about our projects, what we do in life. Edward here is a fashion designer, and I'm a film composer. So we just talked about how to be, creative and an artist here in the Bronx.
How has the Bronx affected you?
I feel like the Bronx right now is definitely going through like a change and a good change. And I feel like there's a lot of people of color and Hispanic people, rising up with businesses and different campaigns or different projects that's coming up now. And for number one, like the Bronx Night Market is different, very different. I've never seen something like this ever.
So you're here for a Bronx Night Market. How did you hear about this, and why are you here?
Totally. So I heard from some of my sorority sisters who are Bronx natives, and they were just like, hey, this is happening, like, come check it out. I understand this is like once a month, and it's been great. A lot of fun food, and we like food.
And what do you think about this? What do you think about, the community kind of coming together?
I love it. I love that it's very family friendly. There's music happening. It's very tied into our culture, right? So we have our food, but we have our music, we have space. People can sit down, relax. I love that.
You put your community on the map, and you always represent your community. Why do you do that?
Because I personally don't want to ever forget where I came from. Because the Bronx has changed me in so many different ways, opened my eyes up in so many different ways to appreciate life, appreciate everything that comes my way. Because the reality is, without the Bronx, I wouldn't be the person I am today.
Thank you so much again. I appreciate you. Now, I love espresso.
Oh, nice.
So once I found out that there was a pop-up with espresso, I got excited.
Ah, that's good. That's good. I mean, one of the things that we bring to the table is not just the espresso, which we take very much pride in. As for example, I actually roast our own coffee, so that's always great. It's like showing off my babies, which I do, because those are my babies right over there. But as well as that, it's also, like I said, part of the show, right? So we compete nationally in latte art competitions, something that we're hoping to take worldwide and really excited about. We've won about 6 or 7 competitions, everything from doing the espresso with the milk to just mocktails, which are basically cocktails but without the alcohol, right? So you're using the same premise and you're using different ingredients to bring together a harmonious drink that everyone will sit and enjoy and brag about for the rest of their time. I don't know.
I love that. I love that. Now, how did you hear about the Bronx Night Market, and are you from the Bronx?
Yes, I am born and raised in the Bronx. 38 years. I love my borough. My Instagram is the BX Barista. Why? Because unfortunately, people want to put the Bronx down. But one thing they do not do is put me down. They all love my passion, my drive. So I took on the BX Barista to let them know that, you know what, there's some good stuff out here in the Bronx. Don't sleep on us, okay? Or better yet, sleep on us, okay? because we're doing some big things out here, including one of these. So the way I found out about Bronx Market was I actually had the pleasure and honor of being part of their first one, not here, but when they did the holiday event. So I was over there for the holiday event, and we did some amazing things over here.
Oh my God, is this espresso right here? Now I have to say at BronxNet we have a yawn-free zone. We cannot yawn because we just don't, we want to be energized and we want to be excited. And so I usually have my coffee. My boss is like, did you have your coffee? And I'm like, So I'm glad that today you're giving me my espresso.
A latte with love,
Oh.
as we call it. Hey, let them know.
I love this. I'm going to try it right now.
Please, go for it. Let us know what you think.
Oh, this is good. This is so rich. I am a coffee drinker.
Beautiful. Good. I'm excited. I mean, the espresso that we use is a Colombian. Colombians tend to be nice and sweet, but at the same time also give you that oomph behind it. And then we always use high quality products. Our milks, even our alternative milks are oat. So it's something different that most people aren't used to. And as well, we also carry a variety of different things. So yes, we got all the fancy coffee, as some people will call it, but we also have a variety of iced teas, lemonades, cold brews, etc. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. Now, is this all organic? And then do you brew it in the Bronx?
Oh, awesome. So unfortunately, it's not organic, something that we're working on. But also the beauty of the coffee world is there's a lot of stamps and certifications that are kind of put everywhere that kind of take the beauty of what is actually just coffee out of it. So right now we're just using top-notch stuff that we are actually working with local farmers out in Colombia that we literally get this from them. And the reason we also are working with them is so that they actually get the proper wages as well as the proper credit, and if we're doing what we're supposed to do on our side, then they're going to do what they're supposed to do on theirs, which is develop the best product possible so that we can then take it, roast it, brew it, and serve it to you in the best way possible.
I love this. I love this. Now, I want to ask you one more question. Do you have like any crazy names for your coffees? Or what would a latte be called?
So right now, for the most part, we actually specialize in cappuccinos. The cappuccino, in our opinion, is what gives you the best taste of milk as well as the coffee. So you can, of course, do a latte, you can do a macchiato, and all those other weird names. But once again, it all comes down to the same thing: espresso with milk. But yeah.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for being on BronxNet. I appreciate
It's really
it.
a pleasure. Thank you, guys. BX.
Now that I've had my coffee, now I have to have my dessert. Now this looks wonderful. This looks amazing. Hi, how are you? Can I come around? Sure. This looks beautiful. I was just saying, now that I've had my coffee, I have to have my dessert. Now what is this? And explain your shop a little bit.
So I'm Trendy Chicks New York, and I do a bunch of baked goods, cupcakes, cake pops, brownies, banana bread, you name it. I also do 3D cakes.
Now, what makes this unique? What makes this unique? And are you Bronx native? Like, are you a Bronx native?
I'm actually from Staten Island, but everyone that I know is from the Bronx.
Okay.
So I'm kind of a native in some kind of way. I'm sorry, what was your?
Now, what makes this unique? Now, I see, what is this right here?
This is flan.
Okay. Now, what is that?
Flan it's like a custard. Okay. And it's a Spanish dish, and it's actually very popular. It's sweet. Do you want to try one?
I would love to try it. Now, what is your ethnicity, and is this a native?
Yeah, it's a Spanish dessert. It's called flan. It's like a custard.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would love to try one. Thank you. I am gonna try this. I've never tried this before. Maybe I'm not cultured. I don't know, but I'm gonna try it. It looks good. Oh, this is good. You know what this reminds me of, like, I don't know, like a banana pudding almost, or maybe like,
it's like custard, so it's in that field.
It has that flavor in it. Now, what do you use in it to make it?
Condensed milk, carnation milk. And other ingredients I can't tell you.
The chef never reveals her secret. Now, how do we get in touch with you? Are you on Instagram? Do you have a brick and mortar?
I'm on all social media. I work out of a commercial kitchen. Okay. So I deliver. That's it.
No, that's wonderful. So, what is your Instagram, and then how can we?
My Instagram is Trendy Treats New York. I also have a website. It's www.trendytreats.ny.com.
I love that. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
This looks so good.
This is organic popcorn. It's called Colonelicious, and basically it's a premium artisan gourmet popcorn business.
That's amazing. So this is all organic.
It's all organic, yes.
Wow. Now, what made you want to start this business?
I love popcorn. You can do so much with popcorn, so I figure, let me just get into this, and, I enjoy eating it too, so.
Now, why do you love popcorn so much? I mean, a lot of people are like, I love ribs, I love chicken. What is it about popcorn?
Well, because you can have it sweet, you can have it healthy. Some of this stuff this is like extra healthy over here. The simple popcorn, one of our flavors, it basically has organic popcorn done with organic kernels with Himalayan salt and organic olive oil.
All right. Now, when you first got started, did you kind of research popcorn?
I did, yes. I've noticed that in New York, there's not really that much competition as far as selling like this. But eventually, what I'm seeking to do is open up a gourmet popcorn shop.
I love this. I love this. Now, for somebody who is not really a popcorn eater, everybody's a popcorn eater, but if somebody's not, what would you suggest? What would be that popcorn that you're like, no, you need to try this?
Well, we have our zebra over here, which is white chocolate and dark chocolate on caramel. It's a little melty right now because of the sun, because it's real hot. But this is one of our best sellers right here. It's very tasty and it's delicious.
Oh, this is good.
It's good.
This is really good. And now, what are your goals for the next 3? Because there's 3 more, correct?
We just want to make this bigger and better than any other boroughs markets. We want to keep adding more food vendors, keep fine-tuning the layout so that it's, consumer friendly, so that everyone has a good time. Add some new music to the vibe. Just keep making it better and better as we go. So, and we think we will.